What I'm going to do today, we're going to talk about secrets of mediumship and how mediumship a little bit works. I'm doing some other stuff that I've learned over my life of doing mediumship. So I'm going to work on that today and kind of bring forth some of the stuff that works, that helps, that encourages mediumship, that will help you on your connection to mediumship in your life. So I want to tell you the first thing. I want to know the first thing in your vibration, the first thing we should do in our lives is to get quiet. We have to quiet that mind. And what is a vibration in your life is either meditation, connection to a higher sense of consciousness, whatever works for you to quiet that mind. Maybe you do some kind of walking meditation. Maybe you do something in your life that connects you to this higher connection of vibration. But it's whatever you do personally for you. There's not a set path, a set vibration. Figure out how you move towards this quieting of the mind. But it's this connection of getting quiet, connecting to a higher sense of consciousness. And that's through and I teach my class, and I explain to people, I say, get a small recorder, You can get a recorder. I have a little Olympus. I'll show it to you right on the screen. I have a little Olympus. What I do is I play music in the background. And then what I do is I do a meditation, my own meditation. I talk to myself. I tell myself to breathe. I tell myself to get quiet. I do this whole meditation for myself. And then when I download it and I play it back to myself, I can hear my own voice telling me to get quiet, breathe, to move into another vibration. I do all that stuff. I teach myself to breathe. I teach myself to connect to that higher vibration. I do all that through a personal meditation. So the secrets of the vibration is for you to get quiet, and any way you can quiet that busyness in our heads, that busyness in our minds, so we can concentrate on what Spirit's trying to tell us. A lot of people will work in the mediumship world and you'll see their little quirks. They have little quirks. They touch tables, they touch wires, they do things. For me, everybody teaches me I'm a lot like Carol Burnett. When I read, I kind of pull up my ear, I do different things, and that vibration, it kind of just gets me out of the way. It kind of pulls that part of my vibration out of the way. I teach people when you do the meditation, you start to quiet the mind, is to go, they're online. They're not that much money. They're not that much money to have them in your home, is to get the Magic Eye books. You can buy them pretty reasonable online. And as a child, we can look at those pictures and you can see pictures in them all of a sudden. They're already in. You can see them. But as we get older, it takes us more time to see the image within the magic eye. It takes us more time. Not because we can't see it. It's just we've gotten older. We've got kind of stuck in situations in our lives. And I take like the 3D, the Magic Eye books, and sometimes as older, we've got to hold them right to our face and kind of slowly pull them away so we can see the image. But it's when you train yourself on the Magic Eye to start to see the picture, to start to see the vibration clearly every time you look at it. It's just training your mind, training your vibration to see it. And with mediumship, with seeing the auras, seeing people in the auras, to see spirit, we kind of throw our sight a little off. We throw it a little off so we can actually see what's in front of us. We throw it off. We throw our eyesight off. So by looking at the Magic Eye, you kind of concentrate, you throw your kind of sight off a little bit to bring forth the image. So it trains you a little bit to do that. So that works very well when I teach in my class, to kind of throw your sight off a little bit and kind of get a little blurry, a little vibration within your life so you can see something. Because mediumship is not that hard. It's not that connection of being hard. Everybody can do mediumship. And not this little secret club, that only a few can actually do it. But the mediumship is actually to increase you as far as you can take it. I kind of explain it when I teach mediumship. Some people can play pianos extremely well. They're concert pianists. They can play that piano better than anybody could possibly ever play it. And then there are people that can chop out some chopsticks. They can do something on the piano. They might not be concert material, but they are good for them, for their vibration. So don't judge your mediumship and think like, oh my God, my mediumship isn't going to be that good. It's going to be as good as you want it for yourself, as good as you need it for you to get the information from spirit, to get that connection to spirit. It's that movement, that change of situation. We judge ourselves way too much in our lives to judge ourselves on what we're doing. If we just allow ourselves to be, allow ourselves to move in a direction and do the best we can in that vibration, the best that we could possibly do in that vibration. Allow ourselves to do that. You can use all kinds of cards. It doesn't matter what kind of cards. I have a deck I use in my class. It's a great big deck. It's a huge card deck. And I have people pick out cards from the deck. And usually when you pick out cards, there's like, you pick out 3 cards. One's for the past, one for the present, one's for the future. Cards will have a meaning, whether they're jack, whether they're 9 of spades. If you get all spades, you pick all spades from the deck. There's a meaning to all of that vibration. All of it has connection. It has meaning. So when you're reading something, it's that whole connection of everything involved in the vibration. When people are entering situations in your life, people are entering that. They bring with them all their guides. Their guides, their family members, people around them that are there. Not everybody they might want in their life is going to appear in the vibration. People appear in your vibration because there's a reason why they're here. I've said that before in communication. It's CERT when we teach mediumship. CERT is CERT, communication, evidence, reason, tell a story, or tie up loose ends. But that R in there is for there's a reason why they have appeared. They don't appear just to say, I love you. It's a reason why they ventured back into this earth plane to speak to you. There's a reason why. It's a reason why they're connecting to your vibration. They don't just show up just to wave. It's a reason why they made the journey to speak to you. Some are here to tie up loose ends. Some are here to rearrange your life. Some are here to bring protection. Some bring health, bring connection to other members of the family. They're here for a reason. There's a reason why they have shown up. Some people don't show up for some time. Doesn't mean that they aren't supposed to be here. They just don't show up when you absolutely would like them to show up. But the people that you need in your life at this moment are here. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to throw your eyesight off. You're trying to read the energy around somebody. You're trying to feel the vibration and listen and allow the energy to propel itself forward. Remember, your first thought, first impression. Doesn't matter what you at first thought. If you think, when you're looking at somebody, you think that that person speaking to that person is a male. That's your first thought. It's a male. It's a male energy. You shouldn't go halfway into the reading and go, it's probably not a male. It's probably a female. No, you stay centered. You stay centered because somebody could tell you, I felt that energy was probably my mother. Well, you didn't get mother. You didn't get a woman. You got a male. You got a male energy. Stay with the energy that you're getting. Stay focused in that vibration. If you change avenues in the middle of the vibration, you'll never get yourself comfortable with what you first thought, first believed, your intuition, your vibration within your life. You have this whole connection of understanding that you have to find you. You have to find your connection, whether it's through healing people, whether it's through reading them. Maybe it's through doing some kind of writing and that you're going to allow other people to read it so that it will help them and encourage them. Whatever gift, whatever vibration that you have, you should try to expel on that. You should expel on that gift. When I teach mediumship, I teach the clairs with the clairvoyance and clairaudience and clair and clairsentient and clairgustience, all these clairs that are connected to mediumship. What you do in this vibration when you're sitting quietly and you're listening to your guides, you're listening to them, you ask yourself, you figure out what gift you have. That is one of the major secrets with this situation. Figure out what gift you have. Say clairsentient, then you put 110% into being clairsentient. It's clairvoyant and you see spirit and you got them here, then set 110% into that. You focus your intent on that gift, that vibrational gift that was given to you. If you are clairsentient and you go, no, I don't like it. I'm going to be clairvoyant. I don't care about clairsentient. I'm just going to be clairvoyant. It might be quite a while before you can visualize the clairvoyance because your gift is clairsentient. Once you manage that gift, then the other gifts of spirit will arrive in your vibration. So focus on the one gift. Maybe you have a gift of automatic writing. Maybe you have a gift of healing. Maybe you have a gift of something that actually benefits you. Focus your intent on that gift and the rest of it will appear. If you try to skip all the steps and get to the end, you might not get what you feel like you need or the power that was supposed to be within you at that point. Can't skip from the front cover of the book and go all the way to the back cover and feel like you've had the whole intuition of the whole book. You've only got the front and the back. You never got through that, and your mediumship will suffer. Your mediumship will suffer in that vibration without following all the vibrations within your life. You can read just about anything. Doesn't matter what it is, because a lot of this has to deal with psychometry. If I write 3 things on a card, 3 words on a card, 3 words on a piece of paper, it doesn't matter what they are, whether they're like white, yellow, car. Now you wrote those. Now, if you wrote those on a card, those are the 3 words that you thought of. Your first impression, your first thought was in your head. From those 3 words, the white, the yellow, the car, I'll give you a reading. I could give you a reading from that because the energy you propelled into it is psychometry. It's the energy of you writing it, the energy of your focus of what you were thinking at that moment would actually bring me into an opening into giving you a reading. Everything is all psychometry. It's the energy you place into it. When you walk in to get a reading, what you do is you sit in a person's office. You've brought everything in your life, good, bad, indifferent, doesn't matter, brought it all in with you, dropped it right on the floor, and sat down. In that moment that you sit down, where that stuff that you brought in scatters around you is what is the medium and the guides are looking at. And through the conversations, either through clairsentient or clairvoyance you can design and figure out what is going on around the individual. It's a lot of the energy of you as a medium. You get more clairsentient, your vibration or clairvoyance, but that empathic ability gets stronger. That empathic ability of sensing, of feeling, of just knowing gets very stronger the more you do the readings. Because remember, if you sit somewhere and every time you sit in that space, you're going to leave more of your energy within that space. The more you sit there, the more you convey into that space, the more of the energy is going to be left there. So when you do readings, nobody really sits in your chair, your reading chair, the chair that you use for giving readings, because that's where you place your energy. Because every time you do a reading and the space that you read from, you'll keep building the energy within that space. You will. Told a friend of mine that does readings, he does tarot readings. And I told him, I said, get yourself a cloth, put it on your table, spread your cards out, do your readings. When you leave, fold the cloth up, put it away. And then the next time you read, bring the cloth back out, the same cloth, put it on the table. Every time you read, that cloth will take on the energy of the reading and the tarot cards that you have placed on it. So the energy will get stronger from the space that you are reading from because of the cloth or what you bring with you into that space. And you continually bring with you into that space, it will pull the energy into it. I have friends of mine that have clear crystals. Clear crystals are batteries. They're battery stones. So they set them on the table while they're doing readings. That stone will take on the energy of what's within the proximity of that stone. So you don't let people touch it because you're allowing your energy to be pulled into that stone. So every time you do readings, that stone, that crystal will get stronger and stronger. Now, whether you do readings, whether you do healing, whether you do meditation, or whatever you do in a spiritual work, if you have a clear crystal somewhere in your being or laying next to you, that crystal will take on the energy of whatever's going on in that space. And the more time that you place that crystal in that space, in that kind of energy, it will soak up that energy and become stronger. So it works in that vibration over the years that I've been doing this. It works. The energy within the space, within the vibration, helps you to achieve higher vibrations within spirit. Whatever cards, whatever situations that you decide to use, whatever tools that you use. And there are so many tools on the market. There's so many tools out there. I don't feel like Lewis, I got to read cards, or I've got to do this, or I've got to do that, or I've got to do this, or I've got to do that. You got to remember, not everything is for everyone. You might not like cards. You might not like reading with a pendulum. You might not like certain things. Don't force yourself to do it unless you're comfortable with that tool, that vibration you're using within the vibration. If you're not comfortable with it, you're never going to get comfortable with the reading, no matter how much you try to do it. Feel comfortable with the vibration of the energy that you're working with. Whatever that energy is, whatever that vibration is, it'll either work for you or it will not. It doesn't work for you doesn't mean your mediumship is like out there. It just means that your mediumship has not found its niche, its vibrational niche yet. Maybe there's something else you can use. Maybe you just go out and buy an aura machine and learn to read auras and take oral photographs and give readings from the oral photographs that you take from people. Maybe you do that. But it's what works for you, what tool that you propel within your life to get you to that point. Trust yourself. That's the trust. Trust is a key here. It's a key because people don't trust themselves. They'll go, "Oh, is that it? Is that the right? Is that?" I love when people give a reading. They go, "I've got your mother here in spirit. Is your mother passed?" Well, if I got your mother, it's a very good possibility that she's passed. Why would I be asking you if she passed? I've got her. She's in spirit. This woman's in spirit. So if I felt that it's mother, then why would I ask you if your mother's in spirit? Because I'm speaking to your mother. I have to have that faith that when I go into a reading, into a consultation, I stay focused. I have that focus, my vibration. If I've got a woman here, I'm not going to change it because you said, oh, no, no, it's got to be this male. No, no, I will stay with female. I will stay with uncle. I will stay with father. I will stay with mother. I will stay with cousin. Whatever vibration I get, I will not skirt off to something else. I will stay close to what I am getting because I have to trust them, trust all these guides that are behind me. Sure, we're not always right. We're not. They're trying to feed the information through us. It has to go through all our little filters, all our connection in our life, all our vocabulary and alphabet and all that stuff, and eventually come out our mouth. So we're trying to interpret what they're trying to say. Usually when you're in a reading or you're a medium and you're doing a reading, you'll see pictures. You'll see pictures of things in front of you. You'll have people talking, people will be playing, different things will be going on. A lot of things, you've got like 10 or 12 shows going on at one time. And out of those 10 or 12 different shows, you've got to perform a reading. You've got to make sense with it because all this information is there. See, I'll give you, for instance, a little thing here. If I saw a squirrel in a tree, I saw a willow tree, but I saw a squirrel in it. I saw a red wagon, and I saw a large rose quartz. Now, I saw these things, but if I look at you and I give you a reading, and I say, you know, dear, I felt this squirrel running through the tree, dear. I felt running through the tree, and it was a willow tree. You know, that willow tree was sitting out in the field. And I felt this red wagon, and this red wagon was kind of just sitting at the foot of the tree. And I felt some rose quartz. Rose quartz is a love stone. So I felt that sitting at the bottom of the tree. God bless you. You're going to look at me and think that I have just fallen off the ship and hit my head. Because that doesn't connect to you. It doesn't connect the vibration to you. But if I look at you from the same symbols and read them and tell a story, sure, those symbols have appeared, but I have to create a story, vibrational story about it. So if I look at you and I say, you know, I felt a lot of energy within I felt a lot of energy around you at this moment in your life, dear. I feel you storing up and incorporating a lot of things within your vibration, storing them up, keeping them within your being. And I feel like it's bringing you to a pass in your life, a situation in life of situations not working as well as they should for you. And I feel like you have to uplift and uplift the situations within your life and find a balance between situations of individuals and people around you. I sense that the vibration here is you're going to have movement in your life, changes in your life, movement in your life. But I feel there's going to be something that you're going to have to study and work on and keep within intent within your life. You can't just let them be. You're going to have to work at it and get yourself to where you need to be. But I feel through spirit and through the connection of all that is, the love, the creation of love will be empowered within your being to allow you to be who you are. So feel good about yourself and uplift your vibration because the energy that you place into the universe is going to bless you well into the future. Now I leave that with love's blessings. Now that's just the symbols that appeared that I talked about. The squirrel, the willow tree, the red wagon, rose quartz. But through all that, I read what those would have meant for me, what they connected to my vibration, what they mean to me. So the question here is not what they really mean to you. It's what the symbols mean to me. One of the secrets of mediumship. If I tell you Ferris wheel, now, if I don't know what a Ferris wheel means, then I would mention it to you, say, you know, there's guides in your vibrations showing you a Ferris wheel. Really, most of every time that you do a reading or a connection to spirit, that Ferris wheel or that symbol that you see has some kind of meaning to you, has a meaning to you, whether it's for childhood memory, a vibration in your life, it's a meaning to why that has appeared. that doesn't have anything to do with the individual is trying to set your psychic vocabulary, trying to set that vibration within your mind. That's what it's doing. So that Ferris wheel, you could have rode a Ferris wheel with your uncle when you were young, and you remember that with your uncle. So if you were to a Ferris wheel and you remember that vibration or that connection to an uncle when you were young, you would probably tell the individual, I felt an uncle here with you. I felt this love and this support from an uncle, and I feel that very strongly with you. You would go right to uncle because that is the symbol that radiates to you with your uncle. If your grandmother shows up and she used to bathe herself in Johnson baby powder, and your grandmother always did that. And when you go start the reading, the first thing you smell is this strong sense of baby powder. I would definitely tell the individual that, I feel your grandmother here with you. And whether you even though it was your grandmother doing this with the baby powder, it was your grandmother. And that's what they're trying to show you, that their grandmother is there with them. They'll do whatever tools they need to work with to get your attention so you bring forth the right information. They will do that from the spirit world. They will connect in that direction for you. So it's that listening. And when you're in meditation, set the meditation. Set it before you get in there. Set what you want to see, what you want to do, where you want to go. Set the meditation. And then close your eyes and clear your mind. Now, it's kind of like, it's not as easy as like just close your eyes and the mind is cleared. It might take you a little while of working and putting things in motion and getting things set so you can get to that point where the mind is not running. And one of the tricks I learned when I was young was you just stare at something. I don't care if I stared at something on the wall, or I stared at a candle, or I stared at a toy, or I stared at a picture. Whatever I looked at, whatever I focused my intent on, I allowed myself to clear my mind. But if my mind went to waver, now I saw spirit, or I saw something over here, or something brought my attention to something else, I would acknowledge that got my attention, but I would bring my focus back to whatever I was looking at. And I would just keep bringing my focus back to what I was looking at until I eventually didn't waver. I didn't move from here to there to here to there. I stayed focused on what I was looking at. And it took me quite a while in my life to make that happen because I would always see stuff off to the side, different things. I would acknowledge it. I'd bring myself back. I'd bring myself back to where I was focused on that one object, that one vibration that I was looking at. So trust yourself when you're working. Sure, you're going to see things. You're going to see things going on all over the place. But remember, when you're looking at this, bring yourself back to focus so that once they can be focused instead of scattered. Things jumping in and out of the vibration so you can't really get a fix on what's going on. Then your reading becomes a little scattered and you have no idea where you're going. And the readings are mostly for you. That's what I always remember when I was young. Readings were never really for people to give readings. Readings are mostly for people to train you how to do them so you can talk to yourself. Listen to yourself, listen to your own vibration. Sure, you need a medium every once in a while to kind of maybe set you on the course, do something in that vibration. But you're for days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks, you're on your own. You're on your own on the path. You're venturing down the path. You're venturing down that path. Sure, you can call the medium. Medium can talk to you for 45 minutes. But after that, you're on your own. You're on your own, focusing yourself down the path. That is what you need the mediumship for, because you get to listen to yourself, hear that empathic vibration if that's the path you need to go on. Should you do this? Should you go there? Should this happen? Should this be happening? These are all vibrations that you can use by just allowing this to propel in the vibration in front of you. So some of us on this earth plane are very grounded, very focused in our life. A lot of us are ungrounded, so we get a pretty good picture of the path around us. Marriages and relationships work out very well for people that are ungrounded. and they marry somebody very grounded, or vice versa. Because the grounded person will see things that the ungrounded person doesn't. So they kind of mix with each other, helping each other along the path, because the one that's ungrounded will see things that the grounded person doesn't see, and the grounded person will see things the ungrounded person doesn't see. So it makes a good balance within a relationship, a vibration with people's lives. It just does. And I've learned that in doing readings for a long time in my life, that as long as both people in a relationship are both connected on some level, some vibration, or some level of their life, and understand each other's needs and vibrations that are going forth in their life, they do quite well. It's when they lose sight of somebody, or they get upset with somebody and they keep moving down the path, the other person doesn't. And very sooner or later, the other person will lose sight of the person that was in their life. And then they either have to backtrack to try to catch them, or try to find where they are, or they keep moving down the path and they completely lose sight of the person that's in their life. So it's always where we have to realize that people are here to follow, to help. That's why your guides are here. That's why the 10 to 15 guides that follow you throughout your life, that's why they're here. That's why they arrive. That's why they stand on the other side. That's why your family members, when they pass from this earth plane and go to the other side, they have other things to do. I had somebody tell me the other day, said, don't my guides, don't my spirits have anything else to do on the other side? Yeah, they have plenty to do on the other side, but they can multitask. They can multitask in situations within their life. So you have to realize that guides are always there at your beck and call. They're there to call on them, to call on you guys. Now, your family members might not show up when you start yelling for them, but the guides are, because they were sent to help, to encourage and bless you and your higher self. If you get to that point in your life that you're quiet and you meditate and you get your mind focused and you're very focused, you can connect right into your higher self and get the information downloaded right into your being. But a lot of times it's the guides, the people coming in, helping us on our path at a given moment, a situation within our lives, giving us information empathically or spiritually through our lives to get us down the path. So by being there, not be on a first name basis to your guides, but you should have some kind of connection to them, some kind of understanding of who they are, what they're trying to communicate to you when they're trying to talk to you. Because guides have this way of being very repetitious in a person's life. They'll show you things, they'll propel things, they'll get things, they'll do things, they'll put things in motion, and they'll do it very repetitiously. They'll keep hitting you with it. They'll keep throwing it out in front of you, trying to get your attention, because you need to make a decision, and they're going to try to give you the best information that you need to make the right decision you need to make on your forward motion. So we question ourselves. We ask ourselves, okay, I don't feel that's right. It's just me. I should probably do something. Usually that first thought, that impression that you have about the situation is the key one. Rest of it is just like, oh, it's like the cake is sitting there uniced. You see the cake, you know exactly what it looks like. Now you put all the icing on it. You could change the venue of the cake and keep putting icing on it till it changes again, or just look at the first thing, the first impression. People get themselves in issues and situations in life because they've made a decision in their life of trying to talk to somebody else that they knew subconsciously that they shouldn't bother with. They shouldn't enter into any discussion, but they go over there anyway. Then they yell and scream because they think, well, Spirit did this. Spirit made this not. No, they didn't. They warned you. I always explain to people, Spirit will warn you. They will not stop you. They will not make you not do it. They warn you. They send out warning bells. They send out caution tape. They send out all this stuff ahead of time before you get to a situation. You go, oh, but they warned you all the way down the road. It didn't work. It wasn't working, but we thought we knew better than what they did. So by listening would help you. That's what mediumship is for, is to listen. Listen to the repetition, listen to the sound of spirit. And it could be just something, just gets your attention when you're starting to do something and you didn't quite like that well, what didn't quite like what was going on. Listen to yourself because there's a reason why. Because if guides want you there, they will move heaven and earth for you. They will move heaven and earth and place you in a situation in your life. So if you are in a position in your life, a situation within your life, allow yourself to find that true situation around you. You. It's all about you, guys. That's what with mediumship, it's all about you. You're your own vessel, your own learning situation, your own book. There's no other book in this universe that has been written exactly like yours. Your story has not finished yet. So that book is still being written, but it is being written for you, for your journey. Everybody can teach you anything else in your life, and that's great, and that's awesome. But you picked when you were going to be born on this earth plane, picked your family, you picked all this whole situation going through your adolescence, your teen years, all the way into your adult years, into your old age. You pick these specific spots along the road for you to come in contact with. That includes people, events, situations, and vibrations within your life. We're still going to get to those spots, those things that we picked along the road to get us to where we need to be, to make us who we are. How we arrive at the spots is our free will and choice. Spots are there. We're going to get to them. We're going to move through them, kicking or screaming or whatever you feel like you need to do with it, but you're still going to get there. You're still going to place yourself there. That's why mediumship, that's why learning a little bit about mediumship, connecting to a higher sense of consciousness, doing some kind of meditation, doing some kind of spiritual awakening in your life allows you to sense, at least hit that sensing, that knowing, that like, ooh, I shouldn't do that. Oh, I shouldn't let that person come around me. You'll have that knowing. When you think that you can fix people, you need to step away. Most of us do not have a toolbox full of fix-it tape. Don't just go running in thinking, I can fix this. If you have to fix something in your life, you have to fix it quietly in your head. Ask yourself, is there anything I need to do with this that I haven't been doing already? Then allow your guides to answer you. Sometimes we're pulled into things very quickly because of situations within our lives. But even though we got pulled into the car, doesn't mean we can't buckle our seatbelt and hold on till we can get out of the car. We don't need to be jumping all over the car. We just need to sit still for a moment while we take a breath and figure out, okay, we're in here now. What do we do now? What needs to be happening now? And the mediumship is this connection to higher sense of consciousness. It's reading something, putting something in motion. You're walking out your house, taking a hike, taking a walk. Look around. What is being shown to you? You're out walking. You're taking a little walk. What's being shown to you? Do you see cardinals? You see robins? We're in Florida right now, so we got robins and cardinals. We got them everywhere. So you're probably going to see them, but it's what you see along the route. Especially if you pick up money, you find some change on the ground. You find some change. It's not the change, it's kind of the number of the change and what the dates on the money are. If I find a dime and 2 pennies, that's 12. The number 12. Now I could have picked up 10 cents, I could have picked up 5 cents, I could have picked up 7 cents, I could have picked up anything else. But that moment I picked up 12 cents. So 12 has to have some kind of meaning. If I add 12 together, it's a 3. 3 is body, mind, spirit, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. 3 is temporary. So if I look at different aspects of this, then I have in my mind the number 12 or the number 3. And I watch what appears ahead of me if it has that number. Everything is a sign. Everything is a sign of spirit. It's a connectional sign. It's a vibrational sign. And when we look at it, spirit will put it in front of us for us to look at, to placed in our memory banks to kind of watch for, see when it arrives in our vibration. Especially that it just works that way. Through the years I've been doing this, it's like, sure, it might not come exactly the way we want to see it, but it will arrive in some way, some fashion. Uh, when I found the 12 cents, when I found the 12 cents, that was the other day, it was 2 days ago. I said 12 or 3. So at 12:03, my brother calls me and wants something from me. So 12:03, I happen to be in the house. I said, well, there must be something going on 12:03 or 12 or 3 or something. At 12, exactly 12:03, my brother calls me. So the question here is, was I supposed to realize that my brother was going to call me? Was I supposed to be here for him to call me? I mean, it's these signs. And as long as we read them right, know that something is on its way. Something is always on its way. Always. We pray, we subconsciously think about things, we consciously think about things, and we propel them out into the universe. And a lot of the stuff is just ignored. It's not really part of our vibration, so Spirit's not going to answer it. But a lot of the things we think subconsciously or consciously are being answered. They're being propelled back towards us, back towards our vibration, back at us. That's why that concentration, getting quiet, the connecting to a higher sense of consciousness works, because it allows you to kind of wade through a lot of the craziness that's appearing in your life and get to the root vibration. And that's just through training. That's just through taking a breath. Sure, not everything that you see is going to be the substantial thing going in your life. It could just be something small, like my brother calling me, or something small that connects to you. But once you realize that, as when I read Ramtha and JC Knight in Ramtha, and I was connected to Ramtha for a while in my life, but you have to realize that when create your day, I think Rafa has a movie out, Create Your Day, Create Your Day. Creating your day is when you wake up in the morning, before you move, before you open your eyes, before you make that first movement, lay there for a few moments. Don't even move, don't move. Because they would go back into your waking state. Just stay still in between sleep and waking state. And through that moment, create your day. Create what you want to see that day. Create that vibration of what you would like to see that day. And then get up and get on with your day. And if you get what you were asking for, you'll be all juiced up with that, like, oh my God, I got what I thought what I asked, got what I needed. But create your day, create your existence. No matter how bad your day is doing, it's always creating a positive energy to propel itself around you and flow blessings into your life. And through your guides, that's what you're getting. Through mediumship and through connection to them, you're allowing that energy to rain down upon you. Positive energy, not negative stuff. So if you're thinking negative all the time, you're just going to propel more and more and more and more until it gets too much for you. And then you just give up. And then when you give up, the table gets cleared and they start again. And then it starts to get a little better, because now you've given up on being negative. Now you're just tired, you're exhausted. And usually that's when the best meditations are, is when you're so exhausted, you just sit so quietly. That's when you have your best meditations, when you're so exhausted, because you've just let everything go. You just let it go, like, I'm so tired. And the massive major meditations will appear in your life. But it's through the gifts of spirit, the 3 gifts of spirit, that get your attention. It's not because I can tell you that it's easy. All this stuff is easy. I think it's cute as I'll show you something that's cute. Is I've had these for many, many, many years. They are my grandmother's cards. And they're on the top of the card. You can see it has little sayings. And the card's up that way, it has that saying. And if it's up that way, it has that saying. and you're going to marry sooner than you expected, or you have long been loved by the one you least expect. My mother put all these things on all these cards, and when she dealt you out your cards, it wasn't really cards she was looking at. She was looking at the sayings that she placed on top of them. And the cards were a tool that she used to give mediumship or to give herself a reading. She would shuffle the cards and pull the first card off the deck and turn it over. And it's whatever she saw on the card was what she went by for that day. So a lot of people use tarot cards, kind of any kind of cards that you want to use, and shuffle the cards every day and pull a card off. And that would be their card for the day. That is their card for the day. So that connection to that card, whatever it says to you, whatever that card is, begins to say to you. Because I said, if I pull this off the deck, that could be my card for the day. 5 of Spades. Spades is a connection to a vibration of love, connection to money, connection to helping, encouraging others, blessing others with my presence for the day, understanding who I am and where I need to be. But that is what that means to me. Now, it could mean something totally to you, and you could set that psychic vocabulary in your life and figure out it means something else to you. You write your own little book. I have a shaman book here that you throw dice. And you throw the dice, and all of a sudden you turn the page to what those numbers are, and it gives you a reading. I had a friend of mine write the book, so you throw the dice and get your reading for the day. It's what works for you. And I've always expelled that to people. You can end up in a class or a vibration in your life, and somebody says, my God, you better read this way. This is the way it's got to happen. No, it's not. It's what works for you. Because if I teach you something and it throws you off balance, you don't like it, but you're forcing yourself to do it because I said to do it, then you're never going to get to that point of the vibration in your life to get you to where you need to be. You'll always be striving to be who I think you should be, not who you should be, as far as in your spiritual connection to spirit. I've been back and forth in the spirit world a few times. I've died a few times. I've gone back and forth in the spirit world. Died for minutes, or all the way up to 28 minutes I was punished. The question is what I saw there and what I connected to and what I understood there in the spirit world was we venture forth in from this earth plane into a space where all the people in our lives that were connected to us in this lifetime are standing. Everyone that was connected to us. And I've always envisioned that as our small little village, our village of loved ones that are sitting there waiting for us when we venture off into the earth, off into the spirit world. We walk down that path. All the people from that village, our family village, will come up on the path and greet us. There is when we do our life lessons. I don't feel like it's penance. I feel we tell the individuals about our life journey, our connection this lifetime, and what we did. And what we did to other people will be felt by us as we relive these life lessons. We are going to be our judge and jury when we get there. We will judge these situations very hardly in our lives, and we will take it to heart, and we will live that vibration of what we caused in this lifetime. And then we venture into the spirit world. That is our stopping in the family tree vibration to tell our story, tell our life of what we did, and live our penance at that moment. But we'll take the energy onto ourselves and encourage it within our own being and live how the other people felt of what we did to them in this lifetime. But remember, a lot of the things happen in our lives not because it is our connection, our vibration for them. It's not. What happens here in this lifetime is sometimes because it is just the journey we've taken to affect the universal energy. It is not just karma from 20 lifetimes back that you ran over somebody with a camel 20 lifetimes back. And it was a vicious thing. You ran over them. And this lifetime, you're going to pay for it. Oh, please, people, please. We have all these energies within our lives. We have, if we have to worry about every single lifetime that we've ever lived, oh my God, we might as well just cover our heads with a sheet and just hope to God that it's going to be over soon. Because everything in our life is a connection to when our life vibration comes in motion in our lives. Trust yourself. You have this connection within your life, this vibration within your life that brings you to balance within your life. Balance. If you balance what's going on in your life, it's like a seesaw. If you're completely unbalanced, there's nothing on the other side of the seesaw. You're never going to get it so it's level. You're never going to be able to sustain it. It has to be a balance within your life and all aspects within your life of what balances you. It's not what balances someone else's or the family tree or the situations or vibrations around you. What balances you, what makes you completely content within your life. Content. If you're not content, then ask your guides why. If you're not happy in your life, ask your guides why. That's why they're there. You handpick them, you put them in motion in your life, you handpick their vibration in your life. So you have to really understand that these guides are there because they chose to be there. And you chose to be on this earth plane at this given moment and this given time in your life. But you might think that, oh, I didn't affect nothing, Lewis. I'm just in my home. That's why what a lot of people thought during the pandemic, they were all in lockup. We're all locked in our homes. We weren't doing anything. We weren't accomplishing. We were just in our homes. Just by you being on the earth plane, by you breathing, allows you to manifest energy into the spirit world. Just by you being here, breathing. Just by being here. Because your higher self is still connected to the spirit world. And through mediumship and through working with CERT and mediumship and meditation and all these things within your life, by training yourself, you get more in contact to that higher self, which is always connected to the spirit world. You never lose touch with the spirit world. It's just the phone line goes a little quiet every once in a while because you haven't encouraged that speaking to the spirit world. So what I would ask you this week is before you get up in the morning, before you start to move, create your day. Might take you a couple of days, but you're going to say, oh my God, that came true. That's here. Oh my God, I fixed that. Create your day, create your existence, create your vibration before you even move for the first moment of the day. Create what you would like to see that day. Take time to be quiet. Take time to take in the scenery, the vibration around you. See if Spirit's trying to give you some kind of signs every day. What are they trying to give you something? Do they keep appearing within your vibration to try to get your attention? Does it keep getting your attention? So trust yourself in that endeavor. You're trusted and you're loved by Spirit. So nobody over there dislikes you. Nobody just hates you. Nobody's got it in for you. People in this lifetime were in your life to get you to where you needed to be, and you were there to get them to where they needed to be. That was the course. That was the vibration. That's what needed to happen. And it all worked the way it was supposed to work. If you had to change your life and move your life in a different situation, a different vibration in your life, guides would have moved heaven and earth to make it happen, because you had to affect the universal energy. You had to affect the spirit world as above, so below. So don't think you've done something so horrendous in your life that you can't be forgiven from the spirit world. Sure, you're going to pay your penance, your situations, your life, that you're going to feel it. You're going to sense exactly what happened when you did something to somebody in your life. You're going to feel how they felt and what happened to them, but you're going to take it to heart. So remember, a lot of this vibration with you in this lifetime is to focus your intent on what you would like to see. Mediumship is just one key. You could go into healing vibration of situations and vibrations around you. Don't think that, oh my God, this is what I need to do. Don't have somebody tell you what you need to do. I don't feel like people like being told what to do. Do what you feel is best for you, for your highest and best. And if you want to ask your guides, is this for my highest and best? Is this not? And watch and see if it falls into place like clockwork for you. It clicks for you, if it works for you. And if it works for you, move in that direction. And that includes any type of mediumship, any type of healing, any type of spiritual work. If it moves and clockwork and moves without a lot of obstruction in your life, go look at it. Take a look around, see if it's something you would like to do. Don't take everybody else's advice and tell you that, oh, you don't want to do that. Go over there and look. You might like it. You might think that's just really awesome for you. Find that passion within your life and find that connection to who you are. And I'll be here next week. And I don't know what, I haven't figured out, I didn't see what we're talking about next week, but it's on my website. So we'll do this again next week, right around 3 o'clock. And this talk today will be posted on my YouTube channel. Remember, if you're around Casadega, I have Black Bag Mediumship tomorrow night in the temple. So if you're around this time period, or if near Orlando, on the 8th, I'll be in Orlando at the Church of Awareness. So either one of those places, the next 2 weeks, if you're thinking about, I'm going to do Black Bag Mediumship on here too. I'm going to show you how to do that on this thing on one of my Thursdays. I'll teach you how to do Black Bag Mediumship, so you'll get an idea of how that's done. So thank you for being here today, and I will make sure this gets posted on YouTube. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.